Hello, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are around the world. Welcome to today's Postgrad webinar session, joined today by Heriot-Watt University with campuses in the UK, Malaysia, and Dubai. Today's session is all about how to become an architect at Heriot-Watt University. Now, we're going to talk about it a little bit later on, but Heriot-Watt have been ranked in the top 200 globally for architecture and built environment, according to the 2026 World University Subject Ranking. So, a really exciting and popular topic to talk about later. But if you are watching live, please say hi in the chat where you're from. Feel free to ask any questions. If you're watching on social media today, pop your questions in the messenger facility. And if you are watching on demand, it's webinars at postgradsolutions.com. Today's date is the 14th of May 2026. So anything you hear or see that is date sensitive, please factor that one in. But for now, I'd like to hand you over to Program Director Manuel. He'll be with you for the next 25 to 30 minutes. I'll be back for the Q&A. Manuel, over to you.
Thank you, Gareth. Thank you very much. So I have my presentation in front of me, so I won't be able to check any chat. So please, Gareth, let me know if there is any question at any point. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending where you are. My name is Manuel Cresciani. I'm the program director of the Master of Architecture at Edinburgh University, particularly in the Edinburgh campus. This presentation will last about 25 minutes, something like that. I will give you a little bit of an introduction about the university as a whole, and then I will go specifically into the Master of Architecture. And then there will be hopefully some question that I will try to answer. So Heriot-Watt University is a global institution. I have been working in different institutions in the UK, and most of them claim to be, international, and some of them are, but Heriot-Watt is truly a global institution. We don't have satellite campi in other parts of the world, apart from the Edinburgh and Scotland. It's a global campus. So all the other campus are part of the global campus of Edinburgh University, Heriot-Watt University. So to give you just an example, the main one is the Edinburgh campus here in Edinburgh, capital of Scotland. Then we have Dubai, Malaysia, Orkney, and the Scottish border. Today, I will focus mainly in the Edinburgh campus, and I will talk about Dubai campus as well, because these are the two campi where the Master of Architecture is taking place. This is a very quick world map to show you our many international connections, whether there are research partner or academic partner or other research institution, and so on. So you can see we are spread across the five continents. Gareth already mentioned some recent accolade in terms of being within the first 200 institution for architecture and the first in Scotland for buildings. And I will show you other accolade, other awards. So first off, we have been pioneering education since 1821. This is something that we are all really proud. It's part of our DNA. It's part of our heritage. We were the first mechanics institute capitalizing from the Scottish Enlightenment, and in what was then called Edinburgh School of Arts. One of our founders, Mary Barton, was the first woman in the board of directors in the UK. This is again something that shows our attention to pioneering, to be inclusive, to be open to the time we are living. We are constantly ranked at a very high level. We are first in Scotland for undergraduate employment, and this is a great recognition. So when we say undergraduate employment, we mean employment within the field. So if you study civil engineering, you will find a job within the discipline of civil engineering. If you study architecture, you will find a job as an architect. We are 25th in the Complete University Guide in the UK, which is great. And the National Student Survey, the last that I have, the 25 is coming out soon. We are score 75.4, which is a very high score. In figures, so Heriot-Watt is I would say, a compact university. It's not small, it's not very large. It's a middle size. There is about 26,000 students from 172 countries. This is, if you divide the two numbers, you will see that there are a lot of international students. It's a proper multicultural institution. 65 of our students are taught on different campi, so Edinburgh, Malaysia, Dubai, Orkney, and so on. And 35 are taught off campus, so they are online. This is important because, of course, we all remember what happened a few years ago during the pandemic. Because we were able to run, our teaching on off campus, we were quite on a very good position, and we have capitalized on that. So even in taught courses like architecture, like in person, we capitalize on having the ability to deliver some lecture online. I will tell you a little bit later about this in particular. Staff, a little bit shorter, 3,000, 42% are academic, 58% are professional service. Most of us are based in Scotland, so not just in Edinburgh, but Orkney and the borders. 10% are in Dubai and 9% in Malaysia. Again, there is architecture is a multi-campus discipline, so there are frequent interaction between student and staff, excuse me, across the campi. Key awards. There are many more awards. I just picked up the one that are more close to what we do at the master. So in 2022, the ABS, so the Edinburgh Business School of Heriot-Watt, received an MBA for Refugee Scholarship Initiative. So we try to make an impact while you are studying here to the society. This is really important for us. This is not a purely theoretical academic institution. We try to make a good impact in the society while you are studying here. This is our professor, Gabriela Madero. She is leading an initiative to create the Q brick, which is a perfectly sustainable brick, which is made of 90% of waste materials. So this is a cohort of different firms, institutions, which is being led by our professor Gabriela Madero, who is teaching in our school. Again, I mentioned a little bit already about inclusion and access coming from our really roots. So we are committed to equality, diversity, and inclusion. Again, our students and staff are coming from different parts of the world. Everybody has his culture. Everybody has their roots, and we respect all of them. We are truly a multinational institution, and we are proud of being such. Research is very important. We linked our research to our teaching. I am a researcher as well as a teacher, and I try to link, and I do link my research areas to my teaching. Everybody else is just doing the same. So you will be taught by people that are expert in their field through their teaching and through their research. Again, the research activities really diversify amongst the institution. I just picked up some that are closer to what we do. So we live in a beautiful part of the world in Scotland, I mean, I live here, and of course we have other campi, but particularly in the north of Scotland, we have developed a series of initiatives. For example, enhancing the resilience of coastal communities. This is a problematic issue over the last 2 decades, if not more, and Heriot-Watt is working to change the economy of the coastal, whether is fishing or oil extraction, to make it more sustainable and more resilient, given the current many challenges that we are living. Energy transition is very important. Orkney in particular is at the forefront of energy transition for the UK. Again, this is something that we are really keen. We want to decarbonize the whole UK to reach a net zero as per the governmental priorities. So we are helping in doing this. And again, I will be more specific in a moment, but the Master of Architecture at Heriot-Watt is centered into technology and sustainability. This is really the premises of what we do. So I hope I gave you a very quick introduction about what Heriot-Watt is as an institution, which of course has impact in all the programs that are offered at the university. And so more specifically for the Master of Architecture that we just launched last September, I think it's important to contextualize. So particularly for the Edinburgh campus, Edinburgh is a UNESCO World Heritage Site. This is one of the greatest accolades that any urban constitution can have. So this is regarded by UNESCO, which is the international institution that protect world heritage as awarded. So UNESCO City Center is a World Heritage, and more particularly is a World Heritage because of the architectural planning and urban design. So it's not just because of its culture or its music or its literature, their festival and so on. It's particularly for urban planning and architecture. So it's a beautiful city, a fantastic place if you want to study architecture. We started last September, so we just finished the first cohort. I hope there are some of our students which finished their exams recently in the call. And hopefully there will be opportunity if for the applicants to ask questions directly to them. The Master of Architecture, if you are not familiar, is 2 years long. It's 240 credits, so it's not like an MC, which is, let's say, 3 terms, 180 credits. This is 2 academic years. When we designed the course, we thought what kind of size we want to have. And we decided as a conscious choice to have a small cohort of students because we wanted to have what is called a boutique course, where there are 20 or 25 students per year. We don't have that number yet because we just started, but this is where we don't want to have like 200 students like other institutions, because we want to have a very close vicinity with the student. We want to know them. It's a very intense course, architecture, and we want to make sure that we work as a team, staff and student all together. We just received the accreditation by the ARB, the Architect Registration Board in UK, and we are going to be accredited by RIBA. I'll tell you a little bit later about the accreditation systems, but it's great. I just received confirmation by the ARB. We are the first cohort in the UK of the new program to be accredited by ARB. So it's again pioneering in all the time. In terms of the themes that we want to deal with within the master, because again, if you are not familiar with this difference between the Bachelor of Architecture and Master of Architecture, particularly in the UK institution, the Bachelor of Architecture more or less is very, very similar for different institutions. I'm not saying it's the same in terms of quality. There are better institutions and less good institutions, but the topics that you will be exposed to in a bachelor are more or less the same because they have to respond to the accreditation criteria. So if you go, I don't know, to Loughborough, to Newcastle, to London, to Manchester, and you do the part 1, so the bachelor, you will be exposed to the similar series of topics. It will be history and theory of architecture, design project, technology, dissertation, and so on. Where you have the differences is the master. At the master level, each institution deliver what they are their ethos. So you will find more differences in the master at the master level in the School of Architecture. And we decided that our kind of playground will be the urban fabric. Uh, by 2050, the 70%, almost 70% of the entire world population will be living in cities. These are where architecture, urban planning are to be focused on. And so our playground will be cities, not just Edinburgh, not just Dubai, cities in general. Of course, we will take advantage of having the program running through Edinburgh and Dubai, just a little bit more later on. In terms of the designing of the course, again, we wanted to structure the program taking advantage of the strengths of the university and the school that we are in particular. The school is called, it's a long name, it's called the School of Energy, Geoscience, Infrastructure and Society, EGIS in short. So we wanted to have the elite course that we can offer or are already offered in the school and put together with some relevant design project. That was very simply the idea. It was a simple idea, but very powerful. So with this in mind, we constructed the course. One of the things that we capitalize from is another master, which is currently, well, has been running for a long time, I believe more than 20 years. And this is the MC, so Master in Science in Urban Design and Planning. This is a master that, as I said, has been running for many years, and is a joint master between Heriot-Watt University and the University of Edinburgh. The students of this master, which is not our master, spending half of the year, first semester at Heriot-Watt and second semester in Edinburgh University. They do a series of courses. For courses, we intend what other institutions call modules, so topics. And I think there are 7. 2 of them, urban design theory and urban design for health and well-being, are also our courses. So our students in the Master of Architecture will take part in this master, and they will attend and be assessed on these 2 courses, urban design theory and urban design for health and well-being. We have another great program, which is called architectural engineering. And architectural engineering do, again, a lot of modules, a lot of courses. One of them is called sustainable and intelligent buildings. Our students will take this intelligent and sustainable buildings course from architectural engineering. So you will be mixed with other cohorts, which is great, because this is the way architects work. We don't work in isolation. We work with other colleagues, with other professionals. And of course, the research is important. I mentioned before, Heriot-Watt is very strong in research. In terms of, I don't want to go too much into the detail, but there is an exercise which is called REF, Research Excellence Framework, which is run in the UK, which is essentially is to provide evidence of the quality of the research. And for built environment, we submit our evidence together with the University of Edinburgh. So the 2 universities will submit the same outputs, well, not the same, their outputs together for the ref. So research is really important. So we have 2 modules, research methods in year 1 and research investigation in year 2. So this is the taught module. And then, of course, we have the design project, which by the accrediting criteria of ARB and RIBA has to account for half of the diet. So the 50% of what you do will be design projects. So we have design project 1 and 2 in year 1, and then design thesis 1 and 2 in year 2. Hopefully, I'm not going too fast. If I am, there will be plenty of time for you to ask questions. So in year 1, this is how the semesters look like. You will have 3 mandatory courses in the first semester: urban design for health and well-being, design project 1, and urban design theory. In semester 2, you have sustainable and intelligent buildings, design project 2, and research methods. In year two, you will have two courses in semester one, research investigation and design thesis one, and then finally in the second semester, only one course is design thesis two. Of course, there will be handbook. There will be plenty of guides where if you come over here to know where the lecture are, where you need to go, and so on. I want to specify one thing. We have just, of course, starting the course, we have a beautiful design studio that are used for our students. Is available every day from 8 to 10. Including the weekend, and some of these lectures actually take place in the studio. So you will be in the studio most of your time. The studio culture is really, really important. We really believe that you can learn from your peers a lot being in the studio. We are organizing study trip. We are thinking to go in year two, so next year to one of these cities, could be others. We believe that a lot of what architects learn are not just at the university, not just in their practices, is the old grand tour. So you go around the world and you look at buildings, you look at different kind of architectural civilization, if you like. You learn a lot from looking, observing, being within the building. So we want to organize, we want to support the student and organize this field trip. The stuff, something that I want to make sure I don't forget to say is that please don't be confused on the fact that the course is new. The fact that the course is new is actually an advantage for the students because we have shaped the course, the program, according to what they are the current challenges. I've been teaching programs that have been running for 50 years, and it's very difficult to make the program relevant because the program was conceptualized 50 years ago. We are a new program, so we are really, when we put together this, which takes almost 3 years, we are talking to the industry, we are talking to practitioners, and we were really asking them what do you need, and then we can provide the new architects the way that the society needs them. Having said that, the staff that are teaching into the course are very experienced teachers, lecturers, professors. So I've been teaching for the last 24 years in different schools of architecture, so this is not new to me. Harry Smith, Alex McLaren, and some of the lecturers and teachers that you will see. Professor Harry Smith is the leader of the MCs of the joint MCs I mentioned before between Heriot-Watt and Edinburgh University. Alex McLaren is another architect, an associate professor. She's a director of learning and teaching for the whole school. She's a central figure for this program. And there will be others, of course, many others. There will be design tutor coming from industry. So there will be plenty of support should you decide to come to Heriot-Watt studying architecture. Something that is really unique in our program is that we offer, that's at a university level, we offer a protocol which is called Go Global. So the idea is that if a student in Malaysia is studying within a program that is offered in other campi, elsewhere in Edinburgh or in Dubai, these students have the opportunity to spend a semester in another campus. So let's say I'm studying biology in Malaysia. I want to study one semester in Edinburgh where biology is as well offered. I can go there. So when it comes to architecture, the opportunity for our students to study in Edinburgh and then go one semester in Dubai and studying there is fantastic. Bear in mind, I'm sure that you will be looking to other courses, other programs in the UK maybe. Other courses will offer something like that. They will offer you a week, 3 days, 5 days as a field trip somewhere else. This is not one semester. You might go to another city to do a survey, to understand the context, but you are not working there. Our students are spending one semester in another beautiful, completely diverse city. So from Edinburgh to Dubai, you can understand the difference in terms of the historical difference, contemporary, both beautiful city. And of course, students from Dubai have the possibility to come over to Edinburgh. And that is something that we are really proud of because none of you will work where you have been born. You know, architects is an international, is a global institution. You will be working, everywhere in the world. So to have this experience as a student is great. One of our students in the second semester from Dubai went to study from Edinburgh went to study to Dubai. So bear in mind, this is something that we offer. I believe, to the best of my knowledge, this is a unique offer that Heriot-Watt Architecture has. None that I know, none of other UK program are able to do the same at this level. Accreditation, this is really important. This is really important. So we have been accredited by ARB. Again, we are the first of the new program in the UK to be accredited by ARB. We are very proud of. Architect Registration Board is not just an accrediting body, it's also the regulator in the UK. So if you want to practice as an architect and you want to be called and entitled as an architect, you need to be enrolled within the ARB. The ARB also has a stricken deal with other similar boards around the world. So for example, if you are, like I am, a qualified ARB architect, so I am enrolled in the ARB board, I can be work as an architect, I can be recognized as an architect in the United States of America, in the New Zealand, Australia, Canada, and they are the ARB is looking to enlarge these deals with Europe, for example. So if you get the ARB accreditation at Heriot-Watt Edinburgh, not in Dubai, you can start working as an architect in the UK. You can be recognized in other nations in the world. And we will seek accreditation by RIBA. The reason why we don't have RIBA yet is because we need to have our first cohort, which will be graduated. So that will be June next year. At that point, the RIBA will come. This is not just for us. This is for all the new qualification. They will check the students' work. They will talk to them, and then they will provide their accreditation. So we need to wait for next summer, the summer of 2027, and then for 5 years, all the students will be accredited. At that point, every 5 years, both the ARB and RIBA will come again and do the re-accreditation. What is really important, this is really important, is key, is that the ARB recently, over the last 3 years, they changed their rules of the admission criteria. So before there was the two parts, the part one, the bachelor, and the part two, the master. For the ARB, what it counts only now is the master, so the part two. That means that university, through a selective process, can enroll students that have not been exposed to a part one. So for example, we have 2 students in our course, in our program, that did not study architecture at the bachelor level. They've studied similar discipline like architectural engineering, architectural technology, interior architecture, and so on. And if we think that they have the merit, they have the skills, they have the competence to be enrolled, we can do that. And that means that if you have not studied architecture, but you are interested to become an architect, you can send us your application, which will be a portfolio, there will be an interview, of course, your marks and your curriculum, and then you might be enrolled with us. Again, we have already 2 students that have been through this skill-based route. So again, bear in mind, if you don't have an architectural background in terms of academic background, you can still be enrolled. Also, if you have been working in an architectural practice, so you learn the discipline through doing, and you want to have an academic qualification to become your career as an architect, that also can be considered. So it's plenty of opportunity for students and applicants that don't have necessarily a background. Of course, if you have as well, that's the more ordinary route. Of course, we have been working with our practitioner in the UK and elsewhere, and we have been blessed by Bennett's Associates in Edinburgh. They are an international firm based in UK. We have been working on the second semester on a project that they have been involved, and we had Bennett's Associate coming over to do review, to do seminars, workshop, and so on. And this is going to be enlarged, of course, also with other practitioners in in Europe as well. Finally, if you study architecture, that doesn't mean that you will end up being an architect. If you want to, that's the main route. But you can also start working as an interior architect or an interior design. You can be. I have a student that became very well known and well paid game architect. So doing games, the scenario, the context, the background, and so on. Or you might be interested in urban planning. But there are plenty. Architecture is a very broad discipline, so it really depends from your curiosity, your competence, what you like most, and so on. Sustainability assessor also is something that you might became after studying the Master of Architecture at Heriot-Watt. So this, I think, this is in a very brief way the introduction to this program. And I welcome any comment. If I missed something, Garrett, please remind me. Otherwise, I'm here for the next 25 minutes to answer your question. Hopefully, I cannot see the chat who is in, but I believe that at least a couple of our students, current students, are here too, if they want to
Yeah, excellent.
ask.
Thank you, Manuel. Can we just leave it on the screen there because it's got your email address on there. I think that'd be
Yes.
really helpful. Um, I think some of the information we found out there was really good. I think engaging content. There's been loads of questions, so thank you. I'm going to get through it one by one.
Yes.
Some of them will repeat ourselves a bit, but please feel free to kind of just answer anyway. We'll start from the very top. I'm doing physics as a bachelor's in London. Is this appropriate?
Well, again, if you have the skills, which we will assess through your portfolio and your curriculum, um that that are at the right level for us, by all means. So I think the short answer would be send your application. We will have a discussion, and yes, it could be successful.
Excellent. Next question would be, and I think this is you've kind of covered it already. Can I choose to study in Dubai or Edinburgh or even Malaysia for that fact? You've mentioned already that if you were there for one, you can move to a semester for another, but can you
Yes.
choose?
Yes, I mean the master is currently working only in Dubai and Edinburgh, so you can apply to Dubai or you can apply to Edinburgh, whichever way you apply. So if you apply to Dubai, then you have the opportunity to, if you want to, is on a voluntary basis, to spend one semester, so the second semester of year one here in Edinburgh. If you are enrolled in Edinburgh, you will have the chance to spend the same time, so second semester year one in Dubai. There is a caveat though. If you are based in Edinburgh, then you will be accredited by ARB and RIBA. If you are based in Dubai, you will be accredited by RIBA and CAA, which is the Arabic Consortium of Accreditation. The reason is that ARB is a UK governmental institution, so they only can accredit courses that are taught in UK. Even if we taught in Dubai through a UK institution, ARB won't be able to accredit. That's something I think is important, because if you think to practice in the UK. If you are from UK, for example, probably Edinburgh is a better choice because you are accredited by ARB. If you are an international student that want to practice somewhere else in the world, maybe ARB is not that important. So you can, if you like Dubai, Dubai is perfectly fine.
Yeah, of course. Brilliant. Okay. Another student's asked, would love to come along. Second time I've watched this session. I'm guessing they mean a previous one, but Edinburgh is so far away from me that I live in Kenya. Are there any other Kenyans or, let's just broaden out African students that I could live with or study with whilst I'm there?
So I have to say that the 40%, I would say, that the application we are receiving now are from people from student applicants from Africa, and Kenya is one of the major nations.
Yeah.
We don't have any African students so far, but I know there is a student that was offered the place last year, and then they decided for, I think, for personal reasons to postpone from 1 year. So again, don't quote me, but I am pretty confident there will be certainly the student that was offered the place last year that decided not to come, that will come this year because they have the place. I have interviewed yesterday one student from Kenya, an applicant that was successful. So I'm expecting to have some students from Africa. But of course, we will only discover probably mid-August. But certainly, applicants from Africa are substantial.
Excellent. Another student asked, this is for 2 years instead of one, which is great. Very different to some other masters that we see. In terms of the education and the learning, because of that, is it more spread out? Obviously, you explain the amount of hours that you do. Is there perhaps less pressure on a student because you have got that bit more time?
Okay, I need to be honest, Gareth, here because it is 2 years, but it's also 240 credits, not 180 as the MCs. So yes, I mean there are not many topics. We try to concentrate the taught lecture and the studio close so students have time because it's important the students have time to work. Some of our students have part-time work. This is quite we don't I don't kind of um, suggest to work too much, but there are students that are part-time workers, and we try to accommodate that too. But it is an intense course. I want to make sure you are very very well supported. The studio is all yours. I'm always around, other colleagues as well. But it's an intense course. Architecture is intense. It's a beautiful course. It's really really something that changed your life. But it is intense. So again, the typical master 1 year is 180 credits. This is a 2 year master, 240 credits. So I think that the intensity is more or less the same. Having said that, for example, we have the Wednesday afternoon where there are no lectures, so students can attend to society or to do their hobbies or do sports and so on. So life is good here in Edinburgh, of course. So
Yeah.
there will be plenty of fun and so on. But it is an intense course.
Looks totally different as well, which is great, a bit unique. So,
Yes.
um, again, we're repeating ourselves a bit here, but I'll ask the question anyway. How does the accreditation of the program work? Can you explain this a bit more? And is completing all REBA parts necessary to work within the UK in the architecture field?
Okay. Now this is complicated because even my colleagues in other discipline is not clear. It's different from any other built environment discipline. So in the UK there are two accrediting body: the ARB, Architect Registration Board, and the RIBA, Royal Institute of British Architects. They are completely different. They are confused. They always name at the same time, RIBA, ARB, but they are different. So the ARB in the UK is the regulator. So they protect the title of architect. So they depend from the government. And if you want to practice as an architect in the UK, you need to be enrolled within the ARB, the Architect Registration Board. We have been already accredited. So our students are already accredited by ARB. So when they graduate, they can start to be, to be enrolled as an ARB architect, which is great. So that's done. For the next 5 years, we will be accredited by ARB. The RIBA, the Royal Institute of British Architects, is a UK-based but internationally recognized institution. But they are not a regulator. Essentially, the RIBA is a token of the quality of a program. So there are RIBA accredited courses which are taught abroad. RIBA even accredited courses not in architecture, like architectural technology or architectural engineering in other country. But if you are a RIBA accredited course, that means it's a good course, so to speak, right? It's one of the oldest, if not the oldest institution of architects in the world. Um, so the RIBA, don't tell me literally, but the RIBA kind of convey the idea that it's a very good course in terms of quality. The ARB allowed you to be working as an architect in the UK and to be recognized as an architect, as a professional in other country in the world. United States of America, New Zealand, Australia, Canada, and so on. So there are two different things. The ARB already done, so we are fine. There's nothing to do, to do more. The RIBA will come because they need to see the final year awards That is the way they work. They, not only for us, for all the accreditation in the world, RIBA come at the first graduating cohort, which for us would be June 2027. They will see our facilities, they will see the students' work, they will talk to us, and when they're happy, they will accredit the course. Having said that, we have been established contact with RIBA for the last 3 years. They are coming at the end of I think before the next academic year, to have the what is called the candidate visit. So they will come to see this facility, to talk to us, to talk to the student, and if they are happy, which I'm sure they will be, they will give us a candidate status, which is something that is kind of an introduction to the accreditation, and then they will come in June 2027 to do the proper accreditation. We have been working with them. They know we exist. They are happy of what we're doing. So there will be no surprises in June 2027, I'm sure.
Yeah, I hope that's explained it a bit more. It is complicated, but if you do have any more questions, please reach
Yes,
out. I'm just going to skip through a few here and then come back to the more admissions questions because we do have Sarah, our admissions expert, in the background, which I'll keep towards the end. I would like to focus on smart cities. Is this possible? I think that goes hand in hand with what you said at the very end of your presentation, that
yes,
just because you're studying architecture doesn't mean you have to become an architect in its entirety. You can obviously focus on different things. Is that a
yes.
possibility?
Is an opportunity. One of the themes that we insert in our program is the urban design planning strategies. Again, as I mentioned before, the master course of architecture really define the ethos of a program. And for us, urban planning, urban design, urban strategies is center. So again, if you go to our colleagues in Edinburgh University, they don't have any of this urban planning. The
Hmm.
only thing they have is this master that that we run jointly. But in the program, there's very little. In the program of architecture, we have a lot. So smart city, being interested in the urban fabric is actually something that we are really, really keen. And if you come to Heriot-Watt, you will be much better than any program that I have to be honest that I know of in the UK for sure. There's no other courses that I know, and I know of quite a few that have two courses in urban design.
Yeah.
I'm surprised if there is one, but not to have two is like unprecedented. So yes, absolutely, this is a trajectory that we have here at Heriot-Watt.
And of course, one of the most popular places for smart cities at the moment, of course, is
Yes, but also
Dubai,
we
which
have
was
to.
mentioned, of course.
Yes, absolutely, absolutely. But also the other thing that if you are interested in smart design, smart city, the opportunity to study and live in Edinburgh as a multi-layered historical millennial city, if you like,
Mhm.
and then go to the vibrant, contemporary, futuristic Dubai as a student is, it's, I cannot think of two more diverse, more
Yeah.
exactly beautiful at the same, a different level city to study. This is something, an opportunity that our students have, and I don't think that again is offered at the same level, of granularity in other courses.
Well, you're going from the UNESCO World Heritage Site to the world's biggest building currently. So
Yes,
it's
well, yeah, absolutely, absolutely.
I think that sums it up perfectly. Okay, let's keep going through these. How does AI change the course? Obviously, this has been 2 or 3 years now in the making, this program.
Yes.
Have you seen any changes since the likes of AI platforms and other usages?
Well, AI is something we need to recognize. And so, for example, excuse me, Garrett. In one of the courses that we do, which is called research methods, we ask the student to embrace AI, in a critical way. So, for example, we ask the students to study a series of papers. They were exposed to a series of speakers. These are research speakers, so they were talking about their own research, and they were suggesting some papers. The first assessment of the students was to review these papers. So these are real paper written by researcher, human researcher, peer reviewed. So they are already published. So they have been scrutinized by scholars. They are usually quartile one, so best journal, internationally recognized. So our student they have to review these papers. And in doing that, they have to read other papers of the same topic and being able to understand what the paper is, how they compare with other similar papers, and so on. That's the first assessment. The second assessment was that the students were provided an AI review paper of the same paper. So that was AI, and they had to criticize or critique this AI made paper review. And in doing that, they have to recognize whether the AI review was like providing real facts, real appropriate comments, or whether at times the AI review were completely out of line. And so that's really important. So this is something we need to recognize. Of course, AI can do some initial sketches. Well, I'm sure that in the due course, AI will be able to deliver a project from scratch. At the moment, is not able, and that is an advantage for us as a staff. Uh, but but it's we embrace it. We need to make sure that students declare if they're using AI in any kind of respect. But it's something that it is coming, and it is a good thing. I do believe it's a good thing if it is controlled by our mind.
Absolutely. And I suppose 99.9% of people within your class and program will be creative minded.
Yes.
So with that in mind, you would expect that they would want it to be their work rather than a robot. So thank you for
Absolutely. But I think that gotta give me the opportunity to say something. Whatever you decide, folks, bear in mind that if you are, I would say, if you are aligning too much towards AI, this is something that everybody can do. Your employer are looking for a critical thinking. So if you are based anything on AI, somebody else will take your job. That's what
Yeah.
what we see. If you are critical and are a good user of AI, that's a much better position to be.
Okay, so we've got a few questions left then. Just conscious of time. Let's try and wrap up with a couple of questions in one for yourself, Manuel. Then we'll
Yes.
focus on Sarah quickly. Do you offer anything about building and architecture that can affect our behavior? Very keen to explore this. Um, I'm not quite sure what they mean by that, but I'm hoping you do.
Well, so again, one of the other things that we are really keen is the indoor environment. So we have the Robotarium here in Edinburgh,
Yeah.
in our campus, and where we study robotics, we study the interaction between user and spaces. So this is something that we are really keen. The other thing that we do, we diversify our projects. So for example, in year one, our student they did design a new building, which is within a live project. So that is it was a music arena. That is a project for the city of Edinburgh. It's a real project. The city of Edinburgh want to build up a new music arena in the Edinburgh Park. So we have been in contact with the architects who are dealing with that, and our student designed this new building, this new musical arena. But on the second semester, we wanted to have a readaptive project because this is something that, particularly in Europe, is coming really, is becoming really important. So to interact with an existing building. So the proposition, the approach to design something architectural wise within an existing building is different to build something from scratch. And these are both skills that we want our students to have. So particularly in the second semester, the interaction between users and spaces is really critical.
Excellent. Manuel, thank you. We're just going to wrap up with some admissions questions, if that's okay. Sarah, can I just invite you on very quickly, just to wrap things up, just to talk about the funding questions that have come in. The enrollment dates, obviously September 2026. Others have asked for different dates as well, and a visa question in there as well.
Sure, absolutely. Hi there, everybody. Thank you for coming along today. So what I'll do is I'll start with some key dates, if that makes sense,
Yeah.
Gareth. So we are open for applications right until the middle of August. So we recommend to get your applications in much sooner than that, just to ensure that we have time to process that through and get your portfolio assigned and ensure that you are go through the full process of interviewing, get your CAS and visa on time as well. The semester will start on the 7th of September, that's with Welcome Week, and then you will progress on to the actual classes starting week commencing the 14th of September as well. I'm going to just have a quick flick down some of the other Q&A.
Yeah, I think most of the questions really were around funding. I think there's obviously
Yeah.
that ambiguity around if I'm studying in Dubai, if I'm studying in Malaysia, do I need to get the required visa for that country if I'm then going to another one during a semester? Is that all dealt with
Sorry,
by you?
just to interrupt you. So at the moment, we are not offering the program in Malaysia. It's only
Yeah,
Dubai
just
or
Dubai.
Edinburgh.
Apologies. Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Yeah, so we will deal with your visas for wherever you need to go. So if you want to go global for one semester, then the Go Global team will be able to assist you with that, and with any visa questions, with any visa support that you need in order to go and study in Dubai. So you will be able to get fully supported through that. In terms of funding and any scholarship opportunities, I'd highly recommend taking a look at our website. So we have a scholarship section dedicated on our website, just to scholarships that are available. That will update throughout the year. So I'd always recommend just keeping an eye on that. You can apply for any scholarships that you feel like you are able to fit the criteria for. And then we have some area specific scholarships as well. So if you want any information on that, I'd recommend emailing scholarships@hw.ac.uk, and they'll be able to help with that. That email address is also on the scholarships pages of our website.
Excellent. Manuel, I'm going to give you, there's one more question here, and I think it's really important to answer this. Thank you, Sarah. I've got 11 years working in a local government. How can I have systematic ARB like administration, legal, decentralization systematically? Um, if you can just answer that one, and then we'll kind of wrap up.
So, sorry, can you?
Yeah, they said they've got 11 years working in a local government. How can I have a systematic ARB, like administration, legal, and decentralization systematically? I think what they're trying to get at is that perhaps how can they ensure that they get the correct accreditation?
Well, I mean, if you are interested in becoming an architect and so therefore having the ARB accreditation validation on your qualification, you have to enroll the program and this program. And in order to do that, you have to apply and give us your curriculum, your skills. We ask for a portfolio, a 15, 20 pages of PDF portfolio demonstrating your skills in terms of architectural competencies. If again, we have two students that have done that, and they've been enrolled. So once you are enrolled, it doesn't really then depend where you were before. You are students of us. You will graduate and you will have the ARB accreditation.
Excellent. And there was a final question as well, and I want to get through them all if that's okay. Around the study placement. So obviously you get to go away on a field trip the second year. There were a few locations. I think you mentioned
Yes.
Rome, perhaps somewhere in Germany,
Well,
Berlin.
again, what we try to do is try to link the study trip to the theme that we will develop in year two. So because we have to, there are few options we are taking into consideration. I am from Rome, so I will be very happy to show my own town to the students, and of course I know it very well. But I've been organizing field trip in Amsterdam, Madrid, Barcelona, Paris, Berlin, and so on. So there are a series of opportunity. I think we will pick up the one that is closer to what we try what we want to do.
Yeah.
But again, coming soon. So you'll know soon. Yeah.
Well, thank you. Thank you for your time. Really appreciate that. All students watching, look, this has been a fantastic session with loads of questions, good questions as well. Quite often we do webinars and the questions are quite, central around funding and scholarships and where to live, which is great. But this has been about the education, which is great to see so many of you really interested in this architecture program. Now, if you have any questions, you can see Manuel's email address on your screen now. You've got study with us at hw.ac.uk. And if you want to come to us instead and ask us directly a question, it's webinars@postgradsolutions.com. Reminder, they are looking for September 2026, so it's not too late to apply now. And obviously, then we're looking at September 2027. But please do communicate with the team. The whole admissions team are fantastic. It's great to see so many people still watching an hour later, which is fantastic. And if you have any questions at all related to the course, program, education, the complexities around the topic and the accreditation, please reach out to Manuel. We'll reach out to you with the copy of this video, with email addresses, with information. So please communicate with us. But for now, Manuel, Sarah, thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Manuel, hope to see you again in 2027. Wish you all the best for the next cohort of students coming in.
Thank you.
And thank you for your time. Take care.
Thank you very much. Thank
Bye-bye.
you.